Welcome back to the Brothers of the Crow, where we are finishing up the Noble War. West of Waldheim, the bandits grow bold, with one raiding party and one outpost right outside the gates. The plan is to move northeast into the wilds and hunt for famed weapons, and this is a perfect place to start. We attacked the party first, as if we went right to the camp, both would attack us, and we would be outnumbered almost 2 to 1. When fighting brigands, if you bring more ranged weapons than them, the brigands will leave their fortifications and fight you, which is what they have done with us today, and why they are no longer hiding behind their walls. With 2 camps already busted, 2 brigand leaders already dead, and no famed weapons to speak, I hope the rest of this expedition will be more fruitful than this. Following our fight with the bandits that have surrounded Waldheim, we continue north and east until we reach a small orc camp a day away. This area has been a popular hunting ground for our group, with the orc camps practically littering the mountainside. These fights are equal parts harrowing and routine, that they almost feel unworthy mentioning except for providing everyone else a complete tale of our trials. We notice a dog a few miles back, and as we continue along the road, he keeps following us, just hobbling slightly out of sight. A mongrel like him doesn't follow a dangerous band of men for no reason. Maybe someone is feeding him. A rugged dog such as him would make a great mascot. The little mutt would definitely boost morale. We order Ledger to feed it some food in hopes that it'll tag along. He goes out with some scraps for leftover and crouches down. The mongrel sniffs the food, then chomps down on it, and the mercenary's hand with it. The brother jumps back, nestling his arm in his chest as though he might lose it otherwise. The dog, on the other hand, swallows the scraps and moves on. Count Fritz von Osten welcomes you into his room. He takes a scroll the town crier has given you while you were walking through the markets earlier. Ah, you're here for the beast hunt then. I thought you were entertainment of... He pinches the side of your shirt and tilts a smile. Different sorts. Well, nevertheless, beasts are ravaging the countryside, and I'd be happy to pay you a tidy sum to take care of them. The pay will be per head, of course, giving you a wealth of riches to earn. Based on what the Count had said, Undead Legionaries were expected for our battles. However, it appears one bandit group has cleared out this camp before we even arrived. I almost feel bad for these humans, being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Almost. We arrive in Eisenheim unhappy with our progress, as we expected to complete our hunt by now. The company heads west and eventually settle on a pack of hyenas, but they were not much different from wolves. Thankfully, they count toward our mission. We continue marching until dusk when we see the Green Menace camp, a makeshift encampment erected by the Goblins under the grueling leadership of Grubb Nosebiter and his Goblin overseer. Goblins are known for their hit-and-run tactics. However, when they have to stand their ground inside of an encampment, that's when things have gone wrong. And the Goblins, they stand their ground in this encampment. Their men are pushed by their overseer, and their leader attempts to kill my men. However, the rest of them, their archers and skirmishers, stand no chance. Finally, we did it. We found the Goblin Skirmisher's silver lance, likely held by Grubb Nosebiter. This piece of work is just slightly better than the rest of the gear, and everyone can tell. You cannot enter Count Fritz von Osten's room. Instead, one of his commanders meets you outside with a map and a contract. He explains that a great battle is coming and that your help is needed if you choose to accept. You'll go to Sir Gwyndobold west of here and await further instructions. Sir Gwyndobold's war camp has turned the land into mud. They've cut down all the nearby trees, constructing in their place little poorly made hovels that slant wherever the mud gives. Tents go out as far as the eye can see, fire brim along the way, like stars glowing along a white sky. You meet Sir Gwyndobold in his tent, which is full of maps, and his lieutenants are waiting. Sir Gwyndobold explains the situation. House Aldrich's scouts have been spotted northwest from here. I need you to go and kill them all before they find us or report whatever they have learned these past 3 days. We will head out instantly, sir. The scouts are dead, and whatever they learned is dead with them. Victory is ours. You wake to another day. Great. A young boy stands outside your tent with a scroll. He unfurls and struggles to read it. Sir Gwyndobold wishes to see you. He says... Wait, no horses do? What? Look, I can't read. Just go see the commander. You meet with Sir Gwyndobold in his tent. He looks rather excited. A shrewd and shrouded little man stands by his side. The commander talks hurriedly. My little bird here has reported that a shipment of equipment is headed toward House Aldrich's army. If we can intercept and destroy it, they won't be nearly as ready to fight in the future. The company will head out immediately, sir. You had hoped to perhaps raid all that you could from the caravan, but the guards set fire to everything before it could be stolen away. Unfortunately. But all that matters is that House Aldrich's army did not get their hands on this equipment, and that is one less problem to deal with in the coming battle. You return to Sir Gwyndobold and inform him of the news. He is very subdued, his thoughts consumed with what is coming tomorrow, a large and decisive battle. The day is over. You decide to turn in and wait for the morning. Rest well this night, for tomorrow battle awaits. Sir Gwyndobold addresses his men with a deep and strong tone. Ah, some of you are looking very giddy. Can't wait to slaughter House Aldrich's men, huh? I know that feeling. A scattering of nervous laughter, and the commander continues. Keep in mind,
your families, for they are surely depending upon us this day. Onward, brothers, there is a battle to be won.
Both sides take 21 footmen and knights. We take the southern flank so that our men do not get thrown into the meat grinder that is the center of a nobleman feud. After we start to gain a little momentum on the south, the rest of the center from the enemy nobles begins to crumble. The victory is short-lived as the enemy knight comes into the fight. He stares down one of our own, and there's not much we can do. Our flailman does his absolute best, using a shield wall to keep himself alive, although at some point he breaks, and it's up to us to save him. We are on the winning side of the battle, and eventually the enemy begin to break. Not the enemy knight though. Him we surround, we take out our daggers, and we begin to impale him one by one, almost as if it was Brutus going after Caesar, hoping to get the valuable armor that the man wears. We watch as Sir Gittibold and his troops go about the battlefield, killing any wounded enemies they discover. Ludger asks if we should report to the commander, and I shake my head. No. We report to our employer. To hell with this fucking place. Let's get paid. With the battle done, the war is sure to be finished soon. We pack up our things and go to collect our money.
Hell of a job out there, Sellsword. Victory belongs to us, and we have, in part, you to thank for it. Here is your gold. Now get out.
We come across a band of refugees, women, children, elders, and a scattering of wide-eyed men. They've little of value, but they still have things worth taking if you were to put in the effort. However, we remember when we were like them, and we'll share some of our provisions with these poor folk. These people would have been easily robbed, yet that wouldn't have felt very good for us. We don't think that people would have liked the word being spread, and we know that we wouldn't have liked being on the other end of it. Romold the Berserker starts handing out the food and water. The refugees are annoyingly happy, glomming onto you as if you are a god throwing around mana with your hands. You've some old food to get rid of. Then again, some say that when the old gods were more human, the men were more divine, and travel safely. Nothing really seems quite right after all the adrenaline from a war just begins to wear off. To the side of the path, you see a man slinging a rope around a tree branch. A second man pushes a blindfolded prisoner forward, slipping the noose around his neck. The executioners see you and put their hands up. Step back, sellswords. This man is to be executed under House Aldrich's orders. Interfere, and you shall be dealt with in a similar fashion. The prisoner barks out. They wanted me to murder women and children. This is the price I pay for ignoring such orders. But at least I will leave this horrid world with my honor intact. I order the executioners to let the man go. They laugh and draw their swords, but that's the last thing that they do. The rest of the brothers descend upon them with liberating fury, hacking the two soldiers to death in mere seconds. The prisoner thanks you, and in return for his rescue, offers to serve you in battle. Welcome to the Brothers of the Crow. The second horde is larger than the first. A full 28 weirder gangers and a few ghosts are located in the pack. One of the noble house's armies is nearby, and we bait them into the fight and slowly help them out afterwards. With the battle over, we survey the corpses littering across the field. It is a gruesome sight. Yet for some reason it spurs you with energy. The ghastly hills of dead only remind you of the vitality you've yet to yield to this horrid world. People like Fritz the Merchant should come and see, but he won't, so you'll have to go see him instead. We return to Fritz the Merchant, looking rightfully smug. He tips a goblet of wine while not necessarily offering it to you. Yes, the town is eternally grateful for your help. They also are monetarily grateful. The man gestures toward the corner of the room, and we see a satchel of crowns there. All the gold is there like promised. We find Eric the Trade Master staving off a throng of peasants. They've entered his room with pitchforks and unlit torches, which he must constantly warn them not to light, given all the wood architecture. Seeing you, Eric the Trade Master calls out like a drowning man yelling for a raft. Sellsword! By the gods! Get over here! These fine folks state that there's a beast afoot. Nah, no ordinary beast, but a monster! A giant! A buggin' big old giant. Out there, right that way, I seen it. Right, so I'm willing to offer you payment to seek this giant out. Are you up to the task? The Unhold sniff us out and come charging across the land to meet us. They look like toddlers the size of mountains, legs awkwardly trundling forward toward you. Each step sends tremors through the earth, their maws agape and slobbering for a meal. We cleanly draw our swords and put our men into formation. With the last of the Unhold slain, we round up the men. Wolfgang is found jumping on the belly of one of the beasts and seems very disappointed when you tell him to quit it and get down. Zazaruk, a large and foul-smelling sea of tents. The warlord's tent is in the middle, and it's the largest of them all. And this place is the home to an entire tribe of orcs. We're in our tent when Siegfried makes an entrance. Nobles be talkin'. Big fancy tent set up yonder and they're in there. Putting down your pen, you respond, "Just talking?" The mercenary shrugs. It's quiet. They're either talking or killing one another real quiet like. You get up and step outside. A brisk air hits you, and in it is the scent of spices and flavors. Looking upwind, we spot the tent. Cooks and chefs are hurrying about with orders of food and makings. Servants carrying platters of meat, vegetables, and fruit. The opulent tent, black with gold embroidered houses and nobles. Bannermen stand outside. They take no part in the festivities, they're mostly playing cards, while occasionally glancing at one another. Some are bandaged with blood-splotched linens. One man is standing on crutches with a haggard, half-cocked knee. I get a good look inside the noble's tent. Through its opening, we see the faint glisten of crowns, gold passing back and forth. Siegfried spits and asks,
"Well, who do you think won the war?"
I hock a loogie, spit, and shake my head. Who gives a shit? Thank you for taking this ride with me. If you like my content, please consider liking and subscribing.